Hey everybody, it's Kat and I'm back today to probably do the most important video that I will ever post on YouTube. It involves an injury that happened to me a few months ago that honestly could have taken my life. And I will be showing some of the footage that from the actual day of the injury, but I will warn you before that comes about in this video. That way, if you are in any way, shape, or form sensitive to more graphic cuts, types of, any blood, etc. If you are more graphic to that, I will warn you before. That way you can turn off the video, but at least you will get my message of what I'm trying to share beforehand. I'm a nurse, so it personally doesn't bother me. I know it doesn't bother everybody, but I would never just throw that out there without giving a fair warning. So let's get into what happened. I received a knife from Cold Steel, the Espada XL. Now, Espada in Spanish means sword, and this Cold Steel knife lives up to its name. This is closed, and I know sometimes when you put things next to the camera, they appear huge, but this literally is larger than my head when closed. This is an enormous blade. Now, when you open it, it has this here to pull open. And as you can see, when you open it, this is massive. This is a massive blade. I love it though, absolutely love it. I love the fact that it's a folding sword, the statement piece, the quality. It's awesome. I currently keep this by my bedside because, if I don't have a gun or can't get to a gun or whatever, this is a nice backup to have. This is definitely a really, really, really cool folding blade, but huge. It will definitely do some damage. And when closed, push this button. When you close it, I don't have to worry. It's not like a regular sword where there'd be sharp edges, etc. This is not sharp or anything right here. I can close it. It's only really deadly when it's open. So I watched other YouTubers and some people on Instagram, etc., make this a one-handed folder. They did it seamlessly and so great. Now, granted, Cold Steel does not market this flipper as a one-handed flipper. They do not. And I learned the hard way why they do not. So I'm not going to exactly demonstrate what I did because I'm never doing that again, based on the injury that you will see what happened in a little bit. But with the downward flick of the wrist, I'm not going to do it, but with the downward flick of the wrist will cause the blade to open. And then with the back flick of the wrist causes it to then go completely open and lock. But again, I did it successfully multiple times, and then I was trying to get faster and quicker with it. In hindsight, a really, really stupid mistake. I then proceeded to flick my wrist too hard, and the blade flew out of my hand. I looked down at the floor and saw the blade sticking straight up into my floor. As I proceeded to look up my leg, I realized my knee was completely cut open, inches deep into my knee. The craziest part was that this blade is so sharp, I didn't feel a thing. If I wouldn't have looked down, I would have never even known I was cut until I started bleeding everywhere, pretty much. It really was that sharp that I didn't feel anything, which honestly is a positive about this knife, but still, it's not good when it goes through your own flesh. Oh, I majorly fucked up. I cut open my entire leg. As you can see, all the way down to the freaking fat. I was trying to flip a knife and it flew out of my hand. Yeah, I'm bleeding pretty good. So take care of that. Probably should have been flipping knives. So I then realized, luckily being a nurse, that I had not hit any arteries, but I needed to get to the hospital immediately. I was bleeding profusely and I definitely needed stitches. There was no way around that. And a tetanus shot, of course. So I drove myself to the hospital. I went in, I ended up getting 12 stitches. They said because it was on a joint, they were able to do the stitches larger and less of them because you need to have some mobility. So it's a little bit longer healing process than if it were to be a flat surface, because a flat surface, they said I probably would have needed at least 24 stitches or more. I'm getting Taco Bell after this. But the other thing was that I had to get a CAT scan, and I realized I was millimeters away from ligaments and tendons, which would have required me to immediately need to go into surgery. And ligaments and tendons are one thing, but also had that knife hit an artery or something on the way down, I may have never even made it to the hospital to be able to make this video. I could have easily, in a matter of moments, just from a stupid error, left my kids without a mother. And so while I do have to suck it up and admit I made a stupid mistake, accidents do happen. And when you are dealing with knives or guns or any weapon of that matter, just remember to be careful. It can happen to the best of us, and on bad circumstances, it could be the last thing you do. So keep that in mind. Again, nothing against Cold Steel, nothing against this knife. I still highly recommend it. I love it for my bedside. I sleep very, very peacefully by this at night. So here we have it. After a few months of healing, this is my scar. I still no longer have feeling from anywhere in here because of the nerve damage that it cut. I literally cannot feel that at all, other than the lack of feeling and a little bit harder mobility when I try and bend my knee because of the scar tissue tightening up. It's not really left any long-term damage, luckily. Just be careful with how you use your weapons and make sure to follow manufacturer's instructions. If they don't advertise it as a one-handed flipper, or they don't advertise it in the manner you are using it, there may be a deadly reason why. And keep that in mind. I know this video is longer, but I thought it was a very important message to share, and I hope you guys at least got something from it. I don't really care about the amount of views or anything else. It's just about spreading awareness of the fact that safety is an issue. Accidents can kill you when you're dealing with weapons. Have a great day, everyone.